Wake up with the sun in a steaming cup. Tune into the show where the vibes heat up. The Morning Mac got the flavor, got the glow. Start it right, let your energy flow. High takes rising like the morning brew. Fresh ideas and a laugh or two. From the first headline to your daily dose. This is the show where your spirit goes. Oh, it's the Morning Mac, where the time don't lag. Get your inspiration packed in a casual swag. Sip it slow, feel the rhythm hit your toes. Welcome to the place where the good vibes grow. Dreams alive. The Mac got the groove, keeping you in stride. No snooze, just choose to wake up bold. This is your hour, let your story unfold. New ideas with the sunrise spark. Fuel for your fire when the world feels stark. Spinning the tracks of your mental glow. Every listen's a hit on the Morning Mac Show. Oh, it's the Morning Mac, where the time don't lag. Get your inspiration packed in a casual swag. Vibes grow. New ideas with a sunrise spark. Fuel for your fire when the world feels stark. We're spinning the tracks of your mental glow. Every listen's a hit on the Morning Mac Show. Oh, it's the Morning Mac, where the time don't lag. Get your inspiration packed in a casual swag. Sip it slow, feel the rhythm hit your toes. Welcome to the place where the good vibes grow. Welcome to the place where the good vibes grow. Roll out of bed, bring your dreams alive. The Mac got the groove, keeping you in stride. No snooze, just choose to wake up bold. This is your hour, let your story unfold.
Grand Rising, everybody. This is your girl Reese, aka the best that did it. And this is another edition of Wellness Wednesday on the Morning Mac Show. I know y'all probably say, well, dang, it's Wellness Wednesday, and she sound all stopped up. Yeah, this is just a little head cold. But don't you worry, boo. Don't you worry, because I got the stuff that's going to make me feel better. I got the stuff that's going to make me feel marvelous. Let me tell you what I did last night, right? I made my famous soup that helps me heal with a little bit of everything in it, the good stuff in it. I had a fresh ginger, I had turmeric, I had garlic, fresh garlic. These are fresh ingredients: garlic, um, carrots, celery, of course, cilantro, of course, green onion. I love green onion in my soups. Uh, and my secret ingredient is jalapeno pepper. I take a good jalapeno for the spice, and just a little teaspoon, not the big tablespoon, but a little teaspoon, with even like it's like half a teaspoon, a little cayenne pepper to get marinate all of that stuff, and with a little mix that all up, and it comes through. You can add a little salt, but I like to use the sea salt, the uniodized salt now that I know better. And it's just a little pinch of it goes a long way. So, and it is delicious. Oh, that was so good, nice and hot, because I like my soups brothy. But this was rich. And then I also, Look, if you know, right? That's what I was told. If you know, you know. So you got to get my boys Molly Moss Sea Moss to complement that nice good old soup. The Molly Moss Sea Moss, and then like I said, you cuddle up with a chapter or two, a shades of blue, boo boo boo, boo boo boo. Yellow and blue makes green, and you're healed. Woo woo! So that's what I'm saying. I love this. Love this. Love it. Love it. Love it. And and if you're a person that suffers with allergies all year long, I'm allergic to everything. The sea moss really helps. I ran out of my sea moss, and I'm sparingly trying to sip on that, like one sip at a time. But that's all the goodness for Wellness Wednesday. Let's get in and say, I do want to say this one thing. Congratulations on only a 4-day layout with the government. I mean, this is great. I want to give them a round of applause. It took them 4 days to fix whatever. And I'm so happy that everything is signed and extended, at least until September. So, you guys can rest easy, except for Homeland Security, because I think that's still on the table. But all the other agencies, you guys got to go back to work. Y'all had y'all 4 days off. Stop playing. Let's get back to the work. All righty. Let's bring in our super producer and our panelists. We got my main man, Molly Moss.
Tune into the show where the vibes heat up. The morning Mac got the flavor, got the glow. Started right, let your energy flow. High takes rising like the morning brew. Fresh ideas and a laugh or two. From the first headline to your daily dose. This is the show where your spirit goes. Oh, it's the morning Mac. Where the time
Okay, got Diamond over there. What up, Riri?
What up, fellas?
Trade Money. Uncle E on the game. What up, Uncle?
What's up with y'all? How y'all feeling?
Pretty good.
Do any of y'all know a remedy for arthritis? What can stop that?
I think clothes or something. I
thought turmeric was supposed to do.
Huh?
Where is it at?
The hand.
in the hand. Left
Yeah.
hand.
I've been putting that Valtorin cream on, and then you rub it in, and it's supposed to stop the pain. It do a little bit, but it it makes you feel like your hand is broke. Like you could be just going normal, and all of a sudden this pain hit, or that's why I don't try to put nothing in this hand, because I don't know when I'm gonna drop it. It's getting crazy. Huh?
Start doing these right here. It's gonna hurt, but you get used to it.
You're building up the muscles around your joints.
Yeah, fine. That's let's do this exercise right here. I ain't saying it's gonna cure nothing, but it'll help.
Right. I got the little ball you squeeze because I can't even close this hand. But this is Wellness Wednesday. Maybe somebody out there know what to do for it.
Yeah, let's see what AI say, man. What AI be at? Yeah,
Hey,
y'all.
gonna tell me get a robot arm. I saw those commercials where the people like they put these devices over their hand or their limbs and they can use it. I don't know if it's for people that's been paralyzed or not. You know what I'm
It's
talking about? You see
nasty.
the commercial.
I don't know what a topical treatment is. I know Molly has it on the screen. It says natural pain relief for arthritis can be managed through a combination of lifestyle adjustments, dietary changes, topical treatments, and various complementary therapies. Maintaining a healthy weight, regular low impact exercise, and anti-inflammatory diet are fundamental for reducing pain and inflammation.
Okay. The topical treatment is the cream that I said I'd be rubbing on my hand. That's
Oh,
that
okay.
like the Valtorin cream or that cream for Domes pains. It used to be
Uh,
something called Domes back in the day. I
you
don't
just
know.
know it, shawty. They got a heat and cold method too. Say warm shower slash bath with some heating pads. Relax. It help relax the muscle and smooths the stiff joints and increase blood flow.
Nice back.
Yeah, yeah,
What did you say about the cold? The cold hurt.
yeah. They would. Yeah, they got the cold or the heat. I'd say the heat one. The cold pack is say numbs the painful area and reduce swelling. Yeah, and they get that inflammatory chemicals or inhibit inflammatory chemicals, especially useful during a flame up. Is it a flare?
Well, it's
Always
been hurting ever since. It's been
ice
hurting
pack in
straight
the
ever since
thin towel.
November.
You might got ice that joint or try it, or
There's something on
gently
it. There's something on it.
get some options.
The CBD cream,
Yeah,
whatever it is, was on the table.
Okay.
I'm
yeah,
on it.
Yeah, that's a topical treatment. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And my mother went through that. She stopped doing out here. She's like, I can't cornrow y'all here no more. She meant it. And she wouldn't do nothing to it. But she's just out the blue, like, shit, what the? I'm like, wait, you all right? She's like, nah, arthritis. So, I don't know. That's probably something we all got to watch out for. I'm gonna find some ways to prevent this. I ain't got the problem yet, but
That
I
shit.
always on the computer. My hands cramp up a lot. Sometimes they lock up on me. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it started with me. And it didn't hurt when it locked up. It just like clicked. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh man. And you just click it back, the joints, it didn't hurt. And then look, all of a sudden, when I came out the hospital, I just knew they broke my arm. I said, they must have did something. It's bad when you can't even open bottles or hold stuff or, oh gosh. But hey, it's whatever. We're going to find out a way to get through this. We're going to find out a way to get through it.
I ain't
That's
mad at it.
Yeah, y'all in, please hit that like, that share, subscribe. You watching on YouTube? We gonna have a good one today.
Yeah.
all
We
shot.
gonna mental health today.
Yeah.
I put the first question. Make sure I got it right.
Yeah, that's right. This question is from Uncle E. So the question is, what significantly impacted, I actually had a typo in there, I didn't realize. What significantly impacted your mental health decline? Everybody's had a little gray area, a period of darkness, whether it was short lived, whether it was a long time. I think that's a good question, in terms of mental health. Uncle E, I know you with us.
Gone with
I know
you.
you can too, but we want to start off with you. Because this was your initial question.
So you're speaking about the darkest times, right?
Well, if you bring up the question, Molly, I was using your actual question about the mental health decline. What was a significant impact on your mental health decline? Whether it was temporary, whether it was long lived or not, something that was stood out to you in terms of a
It,
mental health decline. What's that back?
my mental health decline. It was. It was. It was. In terms of time, it would seem like it was forever. In time, it would seem like it was forever. But it was. It was. I would say that my mental decline went on for a good 15 to 20 years. I'm saying I
Yeah.
just I learned how to deal with what I was going through. Um, I mean, I started accepting things for what they are. So, like, yeah. I mean, at times, I can't say some of them thoughts don't always come back, because they always do. I just know how to deal with them now.
And manager, yeah.
But, yeah, but when you're dealing with mental health, um, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of emotions. You It's a lot of emotions that you're still going to continue to go through, that you're not going to have a question or answer as to. But
Hmm.
you generally start, once you start to understand yourself, you know how to deal with whatever problems you was going through.
That's true. That's solid. Bree, I don't know if you want to hit on it.
It's been so many times, like throughout my life. So it's like, what time are you talking about? Childhood, adolescence, young adulthood, middle
It all has
adulthood.
it all has to do with the impact on a time that set you back. And if you got plenty, just name one that stands out to you.
Uh, Woo! It, it's just so many. Oh gosh, I don't know what I want to be able to share. Um,
Yeah.
I feel you. I do feel that.
yeah, 'cause-
I mean, I can answer it and it can come back to you. We ain't gotta dwell on
okay,
nobody. You know.
okay.
I'll say when I first moved here, and shout out to my aunt because it is her birthday today, and she's one of the other Aquariuses
Birthday.
in the mix. But moving here to uh, this house, I always, my aunt always said when she bought a house, the basement area, that's mine, that's your domain, that's where do everything. I never thought that it would come around in this light because I didn't move here. Though I had the access and the door was open for me to move here, I didn't move here, like necessarily by choice, more so necessity, because everything around me had reached a point. I'm talking about my roommates. Everything around me had reached a point where, um, it's like I was bled dry. They were able to take some of my sentiments, that some of the stuff that was happening with my family, and my little, parting ways with my family for the moment at that time. And we're able to kind of take that. I've never had somebody take a situation and uh, really like utilize the like mental aspect of what, I had going on. So I never had a position where it's like I'm sharing a space with these people at the same time. Um, Part of me was actually like sympathize, empathize, whatever the word is, sympathizing with my roommate because he certain things happened with him. He dropped out of school. You ain't, stick with it. But we did music and everything together. So we had some amazing times. But uh, the dynamic as a person, when you got two people that are together, especially over one person, it's like a dynamic change. It's not three roommates. It's a couple, and then it's me. So I never been in a position in my life where, uh, I just dwelled on a lot. Like I didn't have too many avenues. A lot of things mentally I needed to work through myself. Um, and I just reached a point where it's just like I said the other day, if you put a top on a hot pot, that shit's gonna boil over. And I just reached a point where I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like luckily I had the type of people that, oh, you don't need y'all try to do little shady shit, for rent, so you don't want to put people on the lease or whatever you want to do. Okay, cool. That's my avenue to send you my last month's rent and get the fuck out of that situation. So luckily, to lay my plane or to finish my statement, um, to be able to come here, and even though it didn't happen the way I always imagined, like most of my life, or what happened when my aunt bought a house, I was able to go through a whole 360 here. The first time that I've ever personally been in the dark, and experienced in the dark that I tell y'all that everybody once in their life needs to experience so they can appreciate everything else building up. But yeah, it was just that transitional period, getting out of the situation I was in, moving here, healing myself, working on myself, sitting with myself, sitting in silence, and coming out to be what I am right now. So, somebody that's centered and understands where they're moving to and what they're doing. So,
That's big right there.
mhm.
Crazy. Grind through it, Slim. Who this? I ain't gonna mention your name. I like that 88 though, baby. Got an 88 baby in here. He said, "Think it, dream it, do it." I like that. Appreciate you
I'm not
tapping in.
asking
Hit that subscribe button. I don't know. It's just so me. I don't know. Like when it comes to mental health, I just always just the name alone, like mental health. I think of physical health, all types of things, and it's just like for me to have good physical health, I would have to go through some physical pain. You know, like a six pack don't just come overnight. Muscles don't just come overnight. Like you really gotta physically go through some pain to get those results. And I just
yeah,
think like when it comes to mental health, people just expect good things to happen in their life, and if something bad happened, that just make your mental health like just bad. It's just like no, that's part of mental health. It's part of growing. I think it helped you grow mentally. A lot of stuff that I went through, I think a lot of people would say that they might need therapy. A lot of our friends been getting killed since 13, 14 years old, and you so numb to it after a while. Like I didn't need no therapy. I had other friends and stuff that was around me that they was going through it too. So it ain't like I was the only one, but I think when things happen to people here and there, then it stands out more. Like I can't tell you how many shootings I done witnessed, or I can't even tell you how many friends I done lost in the streets. You got some people can tell you that, but I just think people that come from our lifestyle, I think we get numb to that. I think most of our mental illness come when we get older, and most of mine came from just not being able to do things for people that I love. So if I'm in position to do certain things for like my daughter say, and I do it. But let's say if she asked me to do something and I couldn't do it, and I wasn't, I ain't had the money to do so. That used to weigh on me more than anything. Like
mhm.
holidays used to fuck up my
Yeah,
mental health because I used to be like, damn, I got to get these presents. I got to make sure I do this, and then it ain't just my daughter. I got to get my nephews and them. Oh, what mom might want. This seemed like that when my mental health started kicking in, I started to notice every month is a holiday, a birthday, something. And I got to make sure I got this for that. And it's just like that's when mental health really became part of me. I had to learn how to cope with the world that's surrounding me because I'm just describing the things I don't know about. Like I'm only celebrating these things because people told me this is what we should do. But at the
mhm.
same time, it wasn't good for me. It's some people out here that got the money and got the time and the means to do all of that. But for the people
Mhm.
who don't, like me in some situations, I didn't. It put a lot of stress on you. And if you feel like you got to do those things, I think it can weigh on your mental health, So I started to keep a positive energy. Like my boy said here, think it, dream it, do it. Because I always been a dreamer. I always been, my mental problem is I think I can do anything I set my mind to. Like when they told me that when I was young, I believe that shit. And I still believe that to this day. So I try to tell kids the same thing. So I try to stay in the present because the more I think about the past, that brings me down. The more I think about the future, it can bring me up. Same time, it can bring me down because I can think if this don't work again, damn, if I gotta go through this again. But when I'm in the present and I just enjoy the now, I'm in good health. I woke up today. I'm able to talk to y'all on this morning Max show. That's good to me. But I think most people go through mental health because they get stuck in the past and you get caught up thinking about the future. And if that's your everyday, you never really enjoy life because life is enjoying the present. That's why it's called a gift. But if you're not going to enjoy the gift that's God giving you, then what's the point? So I had to learn to stay in the present, because that's the only way I can mentally stay focused. What about you, Ree? Anything come up after that's free words?
Yeah, a lot of stuff came up in a lot of stages, like in life. Like when you were saying, becoming a young adult and a parent, and you want to get your child everything you can, how that's being stressful. And I went back even further, like my first traumatic experience that messed my mind up was I know y'all gonna say, "Wow." When I was a kid between 4 and 5, And I realized that my grandfather isn't a superhero because all my little life I'm thinking this man can do anything. My granddad can beat Joe Man. He's better than Superman, Batman. And I was traumatized when I got in an accident. I ran through a glass door and slipped my arm down. And him and my grandmother, my grandparents raised me. They took my grandfather, rushed me to the hospital, and I'm like, Granddaddy, help me, help me. And he hung his head down and said, Granddaddy can't help you now. Let the doctors help you. And they wheeling me off with all of these strange white folk. Everybody was in there, was white at the time. And I'm looking at my granddaddy like, Granddaddy, help me. Don't let him take me, Granddaddy. Don't let him take me. Don't let him take me. That was a lot of mental trauma right there, being separated. You said this is my earliest experience that I remember, being traumatized, being scared and everything. Not being around the safety of your grandparents, which I've been around all my life, nothing harm me, nothing protect you, nothing this. And then to be a child in that vulnerable spot, it had me messed up for a little while. I was scared, really, really scared. Didn't want to go to doctors, didn't want to go to hospitals. That it was a little, you get that little urge as a child. This is childhood trauma. And I can remember like yesterday. And then that's when I found out that my grandfather was just a man. Not saying just a man, but he wasn't a superhero. I found out he didn't have superpowers. So the delusion, the veil, that was gone. And then it felt like some of the protection gone. And then I thought like, oh, wow, my grandfather could really get hurt or something could happen to him too. And that put worry and stress and trauma, in a different way. That was just the first.
I feel you on that.
As a child,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I probably was selfish. I just wanted my snacks or whatever they had for me. You was one of them good kids that care, like, man, I can't even really remember. I just know I always wanted something, jumping off stuff. And I watched my nephews and them as they was getting older, like, man, and my mother was like, y'all was the same way, like, man, my nephew Lucky can be sitting right beside me. I'm like, we gonna sit right here, watch TV. So when I look this way, he gone. And I look, he's standing on top of something that he can break his arm and fall off. But they like that. I was like, man, now when I talk to him, he don't remember it. I be laughing. I be like, man, you don't remember used to, but we got videos to show them. So it'd be like, yeah, it used to be a little crybaby. But man, this you right here, so it's good to have these movies, though.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, watching people age and stuff like that too. But one of my things too, and I posted something about that before, was racing the time clock.
Yeah.
Now that I'm older, I understand the urgency with older folks. What's up, Matt? I understand the urgency with older folks when it comes to how they were raised with the whole hustle culture type thing. So having certain things that was shared, the delivery wasn't good on everything that was shared from like some family members necessarily. Getting older, I mean, I get it. Even at the time, I still got it. But just racing the time clock, having other people speed my mind up, like more than I needed to. Like me needing to dial it back so that I can make the steps with confidence, be sure of myself, all that type of stuff. But yeah, so those are some contributing factors. But it was like, I'm saying this because I'm comparing it to what you were saying, Molly, when you said, when you was talking about like trying to pretty much how to navigate, how to move, and that push and pull type of energy is what I feel like I needed to kind of work through, and overcome.
Yeah. Most of my best coaches in sports couldn't play sports. That's amazing, and it just be so crazy because we can learn from so many people, and sometimes some people lack the talent or they didn't do it. That's why you see a lot of people always say, do what I say, not as I do, because a lot of them ain't had the ability to do the things. They had the mind, but it's like, I ain't in that position to get it done. You is. Take advantage of it, but you got a lot of kids be like, you ain't do it. why I gotta do it? You ain't do this, and why I ain't gotta do it? But when you did, it's like that they want something better for you. You should always want better for the next generation that's come behind you. You should always try to look out for them. But it's some things we don't know. We don't be honest with the youth, especially our family. Like some things I don't know. I'm letting my nephew. I don't know that, but I know some people that might know something about that. These some people you can talk to. We can figure it out. But back in the day when I was growing up, they give you an answer every time, and that shit was wrong most of the time. But they just feel like they had to tell you something, so you can get out their face. And then as you get older, you're like, man, y'all ain't really know that much, but they did tell us what they did know. So it's a lot of things that we learn in school. You go to college and learn things that your parents and your family members never had the chance to learn or come across. So it's now you went from a student to becoming a teacher, and a lot of older adults don't want to be a student, especially from a kid they raised. It's like, nah, it's some things that I can teach you, and you might can add something to it with your knowledge, but it just getting this tat for tat. I've been here for 30 years, like, oh,
Okay.
okay, you right, you
Yeah,
got it. Yeah,
you
I ain't
got.
got
I
Yeah.
feel you.
I
I
got you.
feel
The
you.
other one was just a clouded mind.
Yeah, it's just a key point around what he was talking about. He said to put it down in my notepad so I remember, or he remembers what he was getting at. Uncle E, you had a portion in it that I took out, put in my notepad, whatever. It says a clouded mind and lack of focus on a specific. Dang, I got typos like shit. I need to check my stuff before I send it to you. A clouded mind and a lack of focus on specific tasks, um, or issue centered around mental health. Um, in parentheses, it says due to overthinking and lack of focus. Do you remember what you was getting at when you was talking about that when we was in the background?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, um, when I was within, when I was, when I say struggling with my mental health, it was number one. I think the main reason why I was struggling was because I felt like I didn't fit into nothing. I didn't feel like I fit into nothing. My whole life, I've never felt like I fit into nothing. So that's why I became what you would call a loner. You know what I'm saying I'm
I feel that.
very, yeah, I'm family orientated because I feel like I didn't have the family that I wanted when I was younger. I didn't have, that environment that everybody, you don't have to make but so many choices when you're a child. I had a lot of choices I had to make when I was a child. You know what I'm saying? Um, it made me strong at times, but it also made me weak at times because um I never understood. That's how I was able to deal with
My
my
man.
mental health. I had to find a way to understand. You know what I'm saying? And it took me some years to understand. But it was the constant, I got a thought in my head and I'm looking at this thought 9 billion kinds of ways. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I'm overthinking everything. Everything that comes in my head, I'm overthinking everything. It's nothing. I can't focus on nothing. I'm focused on whatever the situation is that's in my brain. I can't focus on nothing. Even though I say I want to focus, even though I try to focus, I could not focus. My focus is more on my what I was going through and why I was going through it and the fact that I had no answers. That's where my mental health problems came from, going through trauma, going through situations in life, and not having no type of answer, nobody to go to, and like you're forced to try and figure this shit out. Just like I think I told y'all, all my male best friends got killed when I was young. So my last one of my last male best friends just got killed in 2000. I mean 2000, I think 22. But what I'm saying is this, like even though we go through mental health, you have it's like once you get control of yourself, your mental thought patterns, you got a special gift that you'll never understand.
Yeah,
You
trust
have a
me.
special gift that you'll never understand, and it's the gift. People with mental health, listen, from my understanding, of people, this is not factual. This is not factual. This is not factual. But people who I've talked to who had some real wild mental health issues, but have calmed down to the point that they're able to deal with society. And I lie to you not. I took them down to the water. I took them down to the water. I told them basically like, this is where you leave all your problems at. But you
Doing
can't
that.
just say, yeah, and I'm like, you can't just say you leaving your problems. You gotta like, I walk away. Yeah, I'm like, I walk away, but leave your problems here. And you gotta give it to the world. Give it to the world. Speak what your problems is, give it to the world. And when we leave here, that's what we're leaving here. We're leaving the problems here. It's gonna float right down the goddamn river. I think a lot of times people with mental health, if you can reach them, you can help them more than you would ever believe because majority of the time it's about loneliness and not having nobody there when you at a time of vulnerability.
Mm-hmm. That's solid. That's a solid. That's a solid. What's up, Kyle? What's up, Destiny? Shout out to y'all. See y'all in the comment section. What's up, Phoenix?
Easy way.
Happy Wednesday, y'all.
Hey, happy Wednesday.
I'm at the Reese house.
We
Okay.
see. That's you banging on the door.
89.
Reese was nervous over there.
That was me.
Oh, Joe the blow. They be talking about mental health on this good old Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about events that impacted your mental health decline at one point of your life, any time of your life, don't matter.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a specific event. Sometimes I'll say it was a series of events that just piled and piled and piled and piled. And then one day I just realized I had been on autopilot for almost 10 years. You don't, I don't know, and we hear autopilot, we think about cars, we think about planes, but our bodies do it too. Our minds do it to protect you from having to continuously deal with stress and frustration and traumatic experiences or just not being able to focus on any part of yourself. It's like it's a defense or protection that our brain does to just make sure you're able to function on your daily thing. Yeah, in a way, yeah, it is like selective memory because when you're on autopilot, you are missing things. It's stuff that happened that I was there. I know I was there, but I don't remember. I don't remember certain things from my 20s. I know I was having babies. I know I was married. I know I was working. I know I was, taking care of the house, taking care of my family. I know I was dealing with a lot of things, but it's certain, I was in church really hard back then. But it was like, it's certain things that I missed that my kids would bring up. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, you don't remember you was right there. And I'm like, no, I don't. And at first I used to feel bad about it. And they remember me being there. They remember that I was present. I was talking to them. It wasn't like I was blank, but parts of me just, I can't remember. And so, no, I didn't have a breakdown. I didn't go into depression because I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't allowed to not function. I wasn't allowed to crawl into a point. So because I wasn't able to break down, my mind was like, well, I'm going to protect you. We just going to just go. And when I finally came out of it, I don't even remember what made me realize I came out of it. It's just one day I opened my eyes and I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did I get here? How did I get to this point and all this time has passed? What the heck? So yeah, that was my spiel because I haven't had a chance, like not like that I want to, but I haven't had the chance to sit in depression. I haven't had a chance to dwell in anxiety. I haven't had the chance to be paranoid or, because I've had to always stay in the forefront and be protector, be provider, be the listener, be the comforter. be there, provide space. You know, I've always had to be in that position. So one day when I woke up and stopped and realized that nobody was doing that for me, or I didn't have nobody doing it for me, and I wasn't even doing it for myself. That's when the tears came, and then the boohoo in the shower, and the boohoo in the bathroom, and the boohoo while you walking, and the boohoo while you working, and the boo. I mean, just crying everywhere because those 10 years came back to the surface, and it hurt. So I didn't have, that was what happened to me. I didn't have the physical things that happened. It was weird. And when I woke up, I was like, "What? Wow."
Kyle says he's been deep in all of the above.
Mm.
Yeah, that's one thing I feel like everybody need to understand is what the bottom feels like. But it's two things you gave me, which is the autopilot, word that you use. Is something I can apply to myself because I lost a lot of time talking with people. Like after a while, you don't settle or necessarily accept, but you find how you navigate through even like some of the situations and just like deal with it, just to function, live, do all the basics, exist, sleep.
Yeah, it's a defense mechanism. It's your way, your body's, your brain's way of protecting you the best way they know how, until you're able to deal with whatever it is it's trying to protect you from. Yeah.
One of the things you gave me on the flip side was to, and one of the sentiments that's attached to what he's saying is like kind of key points he wanted to remember. I don't know if you read it already, but a clouded mind and a lack of focus on a specific task or issue centered around mental health. I got typos in there. I'll make sure in the future I don't have typos, but that's the sentiment. But not only just the autopilot notion, but you gave me something for next Wednesday, which is the flip side. People that don't have the capacity or time to stop and be down. I was blessed with that time living here in my aunt's house like that. I just, was before you got on, I was acknowledging that was my time to go through that 360 and, into the cocoon, out of butterfly or whatever. So that was that, but you gave me some things. She said, Destiny said, I'm not 100% sure the root of the topic, but Tahadi on the screen. And now you get this, that is a solid subject. That was older. I was going to say, because he was putting it up. So that's probably hip to what we're talking about. That's a solid subject. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. You already know you got time to tap in.
Yeah, but I think Weezy made a good point when she said a clouded mind, basically he said a clouded mind, but when she said your brain going autopilot, that's what it's doing. It's trying to protect you, then it gets you on this mood that you do the same thing every day. And once you do the same thing every day, you don't know what you really did Tuesday. It's like, I did Tuesday, I did Wednesday. And then you get things confused because your day is the same, but your kids' day is different. So when they start asking you about things, you like, oh, when was that? So I get it. And it do keep us actually doing things that we want to do in life. And I just want to know what some things y'all did to get out of that funk, or what some things people can do to get out of that funk.
And after we answer this, Reese said she got a question.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Have y'all ever been driving? All of us know how to driving, and then you realize, hey, where am I at?
Yep.
That's autopilot.
That is.
They dreaming out there.
It's a functioning thing because, like, it would happen to me on the trip. After about 3 hours, like, I get that. Like, you're still looking to turn, putting on your signal like you're supposed to. You're still checking over your shoulder, but you forget. And sometimes, even though I might be singing them to the music with y'all or something like that or whatever, I forget. Like, you don't jolt and like hit the brakes or something by accident. It's not like that, but you do. Yeah. Kyle said it wasn't until I understood what God really was and how we are interconnected to it that everything made sense in the clarity and the positivity came. That's solid.
That's a big one right there, Cal.
That's solid. The first thing I started doing was getting out of the house. When I first moved here, I didn't leave, and I actually quit weed cold turkey for a year because I felt like, in my mind, and there was never no pressure from my aunt. She more so like thinking career based. Oh, don't have nothing on your P or nothing. What's up, Ron? Ron is also on this list too with them shout outs. But yeah, so yeah, the getting out of the house after that first year, the quitting whatever your your void is. I don't care if it's gambling. I don't care if it's smoking cigarettes. Hey, I got both. Or smoking weed,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is that you're doing as your vices. If you can drop them. So weed for me, I didn't need that clouded mind that I knew uh, weed gives you. People can say
Yeah.
it is therapeutic and everything too, but it's also used to suppress and kind of because it do make you, like Cat Williams say, it do make you say fuck it. So something you would have been worried about, you smoke a blunt, you be like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Which can cause stagnation and stuff too. So I left that alone until I felt like I was in a mental space to even want to try to pick up, some marijuana or whatever again. So, but that and getting out the house, like the fresh air, it
Mm-hmm.
reminds me I'm alive to feel a little brisk feeling on my skin, or I can step inside the door right there, but
Yeah.
it's just the stimulation of seeing life, birds and animals going by, feeling the weather, feeling
The
stuff on your skin.
movement. That
Yeah, the
movement
mood.
outside of your own environment, outside of your own realm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that helped. Yeah, that makes sense. Uncle
Yeah.
E.
You on that game, Shawty.
Yeah.
Man,
No, I'm not. Well, I'm listening.
his mind clouded.
Nah, y'all. No, you can rephrase the question. Yeah.
Hmm.
Ask him. He want to hit. What's the
Can you
question?
hear
He
me?
said. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the question again?
It was Reese's question. So what did Reese say to you to give to us?
Oh no, it was Molly. Oh,
Reese
Oh, it
just said
wasn't.
something about
oh.
driving or
Yeah. Have
something.
you
Oh,
ever been driving and next thing you know you somewhere else, but you didn't realize that you had zoned out or like just
I do
daydreaming.
Yeah.
that all. I do that all the time. I do that all the time. I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
it is active. So many thoughts going in your brain at one
Mhm.
time that you honestly forget where you at, and
Mhm.
it happens so fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a time when you struggling with a some people call it a brain fog.
Mm.
Some people call that a brain fog when you just overthinking whatever it is. You got too many things you're thinking about at one time and you totally forget where you at. I do, like I said, I do it all the time because some of my best thinking is when I'm in the car by myself just riding around.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm
I
saying
feel you.
I ain't got no music playing. I'm sitting in there talking to myself like it ain't no tomorrow. I'm saying,
Mhm.
that's how I deal with society. That's how I deal with everybody around me. I have a whole conversation with myself before I go anywhere.
Mm.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
and if I go somewhere and I ain't feeling right, I have another conversation like, what the fuck? Yeah, I get to question myself. What the fuck is you right here for? Man, if you don't pull your dumb ass off, fuck is you
Yeah.
waiting for? You
Go
come to
ahead,
pick
fly
somebody
home.
up, but yeah, you come to help somebody, but they 10 minutes. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah,
Mhm.
man, if you don't get your dumb ass the fuck on,
Kyle
Mhm.
was saying, I don't know if it's really solving a problem if it's used to hold on. I don't know if it's solving a problem if it's used to avoid feelings behind it. I can only speak for
Mhm.
myself though. No, it's only beneficial when you have a clear mind. When you reach
Yeah.
that point of having a clear mind, that it turns
right?
therapeutic versus actually covering up whatever it is
Yeah.
that you're dealing with. We was talking about the weed conversation when I
Yeah.
brought up 24 weed.
Let me let me,
How
let
will
me
you
say
play having
this.
conversations to all these
Uh, let me say this right because
Yes, they
it's
do.
very important. It's very important that everybody know this. Everybody's not comfortable with what we're talking about because
Mhm.
everybody is not ready to accept that they may have some mental issues going on. You know what I'm saying? You wondering
Very
why
true.
you always find that you got some type of problem. You know what I'm saying? It's because, like I said, I'm not gonna say anybody is stupid because nobody's stupid out here. Because even the motherfucker that you call the stupidest person on the block, he makes sure he got somewhere to live. He makes sure that
Mhm.
he got something to eat. He makes sure he got clothes on his body. You know what I'm saying? And he makes sure he got to take care of wherever he needs to take care for that day. So he's not that fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, people just see when you going through mental health, you see the world differently.
Mhm.
You see everything differently, especially if you feeling like you don't fit in. So it's almost like when you know something, it's hard to forget it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
When you
I
know
I
the
hear you.
truth about a lot of shit, it's hard to forget it. And that's the trauma that we all go through. It's hard to forget some things in life, and like I said, it's not easy to talk about it because
Mhm.
this is something this is something that shows your weakness. This is why nobody wants to say they have mental health problems because oh, I'm weak minded because I'm no. You're not weak minded. You just need some help with man trying to see shit clearly. It doesn't make you a bad person because you got mental health problems.
I'm with you
No,
too.
all it means is that you're not seeing clearly, and sometimes we
Oh yeah.
all need help seeing some situations clearly. That's it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
really all
Agree.
it is. Unless you have something I feel like traumatic that caused some type of, and I'll say it on the level of grades or essays, something really significant. Something that might have like took your life, or something like external like that that really alters your brain. Because you have some trauma, your like brain responds in a way where it starts to hardwire, and sometimes it doesn't come back. Sometimes it doesn't settle and revert back, and you'll like permanently
Mhm.
lose that. And that's when people like really. That's when I think it turns to mental health. I think everything else before that is figuring it out. Unless you're dependent on a certain medication or something like that to help assist, I feel like mental health is when you have something that you're stuck in. Dealing with it is dealing with it, and figuring it out is figuring it out. In my opinion, you know.
Now
Oh,
let me add to that because sometimes it doesn't take a physical traumatic experience
mm-mm.
to make that happen. But we tend, of course, that's just the automatic, thing because a lot of people you don't really think because that's a physical thing, but a lot of people go into these parts of them that causes issues mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. People don't realize that all that is connected and physically being spoken to a certain way from the time you can understand until you get out your parents' house can cause you to have mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Being teased by people, and I don't care what nobody say. Sticks and stone, they break my bones, but words never hurt me. Words penetrate deeper than any weapon can do. Bless you.
Bless you, Ray Ray.
She remixing over here. She remixing.
Ta-ta-ta-ta.
Yeah, it's it. You
You have
know,
to
But
mute your camera, man. I mean, mute your
yeah,
mic.
huh?
She
Mute your
talk.
mic.
But
That's
yeah, we got to understand that. So
Mhm.
physically, those experiences, yes, PTSD is a real thing, and sometimes the PTSD comes from what you saw, not necessarily what you felt. It can come by what you heard, not what you felt. It can come by you witnessing somebody else's experience, and that messed you up so bad you cannot function. So it's not just the physical is automatic though. That's the difference. The
Mm.
physical offenses, the physical traumatic experience are automatic in your mind. But those that you witness and it's not happening to you, take it buries itself and then eventually it comes up. So that's why you when it's like that, you don't know where it comes from. And it's harder to figure that out because it didn't happen to you. But those things that have happened to you, like Trey was saying, you can deal with those faster because you know exactly what it was. But if you have an issue that didn't even come from, just like I'll give you an example. I used to work for the the dog company,
The groom.
duty calls, right?
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
And I was all over the city, all over Virginia. We didn't do Maryland. They had a Maryland division, so I did Virginia and I did DC. I had just dropped my children off and I was on my way to my first stop in somewhere in Virginia because I would start from Northern Virginia on down. So I was
Right.
somewhere in Northern Virginia, but I was sitting on the corner of Minnesota Avenue and what's that? S Street or whatever, right there, or Good Hope, in between Good Hope and Minnesota Avenue Southeast.
Okay. Yeah.
A drive by, right in front of my face, happened,
Damn.
right in front of my face. Kids going to school, right there by Anacostia High School, right there by Kramer Middle School. Kids going to school. They drive by on Minnesota Avenue. And I'm sitting there like, what the? I'm yelling out the way, get down, get down. I'm like, why?
That's
At
scary.
8, 9 o'clock in the morning, are y'all shooting at each other? Y'all know babies out here. I don't care if they 20, they a baby. Y'all know they out here trying to get to school. Y'all know they out here walking around, and whether or not they are people out here and y'all shooting each other for what? And it was right in front of my truck. I could have got shot. The children could have got shot. I mean, they're running and ducking. That did something to me. Just the fact that I wasn't even worried about me. I'm more concerned about the children over there ducking. Why? And it didn't, it didn't kick in until the next week. I'm on MLK over there by Anacostia, and sometimes I used to let the kids sit in the back of the truck. It was a pickup, but it had the 4-door pickup, and I would let them ride. I would pick them up from school. Okay, you can get in the back. It's hot. We pull up. Next thing you know, somebody coming from Howard, right there.
Okay.
Car screech. This woman jump out the car. She's screaming, trying to get in people's cars. This dude chasing her. And I'm like, my son is in the back of this truck. And the police in right there, they wouldn't help. I mean, it was crazy. So I hurried up and whipped that jump. I was like, oh, let's go. I said, hold on. We was gone. And I skirted up this side. And I was gone. Fuck that. I was like, nah, my baby back. And I went on the side street. And I said, get in the inside of this truck and you lay down now. I don't know what's going on. But all I can just think is that my son is back there. What if something happened to him? And then the thought of what happened the week before about the kids almost getting shot. It was, that affected me for a good little while, but I had to deal with that. What happened?
His mic, his sound went out. He probably confused.
Yeah. That's an example of something not happening to me personally, but it happened around me. It affected my children. So, hey, Destiny.
I ain't think Niecy can see it all. She over that joint. So what we take that Zoom off of Reese damn laptop. What up, Dad?
Oh, your thing was on.
I'm like,
Miss Phoenix over here, or Miss Althea McFarland. Thank you. Oh my God, you look beautiful this morning. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're giving some solid points. I love listening to y'all. Is the root of the question at the moment like traumas or PTSD?
Well, PTSD is a response of a trauma. Yeah, I was just giving an example that it doesn't necessarily have to happen to you. It could be in front of you, or you can hear it, then it still will affect you. That's what PTSD is.
Okay.
Yeah, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah. Do y'all believe that? I mean, from what a...
Yeah, we got
somebody else slide through this guy. Who that is?
The one and only.
Hey, Philip Payne.
The car.
Yeah, he not the car. He ain't driving.
It's the first time on the road.
What's up?
What's up, man?
What up, Phil?
It's all good, baby. What's poppin'? What y'all up to today? What I walk in on?
He ain't walking so far. Just talk about a little mental health. If you pull up Molly, this little square, one of the little squares or whatever about the sentiment, touching back up on what we were taking on. The question that Uncle E had on the screen, and I'm gonna start with you since you just jumped in. You can hit it after that next.
That's me before.
Hit the question. Now, don't make your face like that. I'm saying hit the question is what I'm saying. So what significant event impacted your mental health decline? Now, whether it was a brief moment, whether it was a long period, doesn't really matter between the two. Well, Phil, I'm gonna start with you.
You said
me?
At what point did my mental health decline?
What significant event impacted your mental health decline?
Probably during the pandemic.
Okay. Why?
Would you say?
Probably during the pandemic, when the pandemic first kicked off. I was stuck in the house. People were dying, and I just didn't really know what to make of that shit. I mean, that was probably the most recent event, I try to stay on top of my mental health. It's just when shit that pop up that I guess confuses me or kind of catches me off guard. But other than that, I think most of the time I'm pretty good.
I feel you on that. I didn't know how long that shit was gonna last. I didn't know how long we was gonna be walking around masked up and everything, walking around the house.
Nobody knew if you were gonna be alive or dead. You know, you flinch every time you cough, wondering if you got that shit.
Man, you couldn't sneeze. Everybody looking at you like you got the plague. Like I didn't know how long that we was gonna be in that, and it lasted for a long time. Like, and people still apparently they still got stuff circulating around. So I don't blame nobody if they feel like they do want to walk in a store somewhere and still wear their mask. You can still keep the distance from me because y'all was digging up y'all asses, wipe y'all noses and shit, getting boogers out before the pandemic. It's like when the pandemic happened, everybody want to wash their hands. Now they back to the same sentiments they was on before because everything is quote unquote lifted. So I don't blame y'all for people that still want to wear their mask and everything. But
I want to
Destiny,
know about other people's mental health. When did somebody else mental? I know I came in late, so when did somebody else's mental health decline?
Well, I guess
I'll make it brief because my explanation was a little lengthy. But I was saying when I highlighted and shout out my aunt because today's her birthday too, so I just kind of segued into the fact that I moved. When I moved to Maryland, I had to get away from my roommates. Just certain things I tried to play into, like acting if it wasn't like a different power dynamic. When you have a couple and then you have a person that's outside of that, there's a power dynamic there because there's two decision makers that are putting their heads together on certain subjects, things that need to go on in the house, stuff like that. The whole play and where I see my weak point at was the vulnerability I had when I parted ways from my family for a little while. But that was used. I didn't understand and see how that was utilized as something to take advantage of when you're in a position for somebody to see your weak points. And especially if they have any authority over your head. So whether it be somebody that you're living with, landlord, somebody you're renting from, anybody has any type of power or anything over you. It was the getting out of that, the moving here, and actually doing the shadow work that I didn't have the space to exist because Phoenix said something about people that don't have the capacity to slow down and stop, and they have to, they might be a mother, they might be a wife, they may have reasons why they have to keep power driving through it. With me, I was acknowledging that I was blessed to have a period living here in this house where I was able to make that 360 for myself. Not a 180, which is cool if that's where you stopped at for the moment, but a whole 360 for myself mentally. So That was one of the sentiments I shared. Destiny kind of came in right around the time you did, so she didn't really have a sentiment yet, but she's welcome to the question, though. If she wants to.
It sounded like somebody else was saying something.
Oh, my sound went away. I'll come back.
Phil, were you saying something?
No, I'm saying, go ahead, I want to hear yours.
Well, I've unfortunately got a lot of different stories of things that declined my mental health. I've struggled with depression since I was about 12.
Oh, wow.
And I've been off my medication for about 6 or 7 years now. And every day I have to remind myself to do something so that I don't go back into my depression. There are a lot of different things that I could reference for that one. One of them, there are two really big things in my mind as of late. That one of them is literally a ghost that feels like it's haunting me, and then the other one is just what it is now, and it's my mind that is the real ghost in this situation. Like the first one that came to mind immediately because I was hearing about PTSD is my biggest PTSD is not necessarily something that you casually see here or there. Like I freak the fuck out when dogs are fighting because I came home one day and my dog was no more.
Mm-hmm.
And it was two dogs that I was fostering that did that to him. and I unfortunately I see things in my head whenever I'm thinking about anything. So just I like fucking picture pop. Excuse me. Picture pops up on my phone of my dog, and I can see the last time I saw my dog, and it was not
Right.
good. So that's before I had my dog, I didn't understand like, oh, it's just a dog. But then I had that dog for 5 years, and then I very suddenly did not have it. So that was a big thing that still sneaks into my brain, and that's one that like I don't talk about much. But if we talk about something a little more recent, something that more people can relate to, I went through 5 years in a relationship where I was repeatedly proven correct while being told that I was wrong. And it led to me being more defensive about when I'm right about something. I like, if you can prove me wrong, I love that shit. Prove me wrong. Bring that shit. Bring it. But if you can't prove me wrong, if you don't have any legitimate thing to say, my brain explodes, and I'm just like, I'm correct. I'm not like I'm right. I'm correct. And I'd like to be acknowledged for that shit. And because I was not acknowledged for that shit and told that I was wrong 5 years straight while I was constantly being proven correct, it's made me more of a defensive person about what I do know. And I feel like that's something that has impacted me, along with he took both the running vehicles when he left, and now I'm just fucking stuck here.
I feel you on that shit. Well, hold that real tight and get unstuck for me while I welcome the next guest is coming into the show. We got somebody in the back room. I don't know who that is.
Kool-Aid.
Hey, that part. What's up, Slim? Good morning.
Hello, how are you?
I'm feeling good today. We're talking mental health today. Got funny man Green in here as well. What's up, Slim?
What's up, man?
Look at you, man. You brought me with your boy. Yeah, definitely jump into the conversation too. I can hit them with the question, Molly from Uncle E. It says, let me go back up to it. Okay. It says, what significant event impacted your mental health decline? Now, everybody hasn't necessarily, like Phoenix was saying, everybody hasn't necessarily went through a state of depression or anything when it comes to mental health decline. I will more so tie it to a setback, whether it was temporary, whether it was long term, like it lasted for a while. I'm gonna start with ladies first, and Miss Kool-Aid, if you want to answer that, you can answer that. Then David.
Okay, say the question again because you were breaking up. I apologize.
No problem. No, that's my earphones. Don't worry about it. That's my audio. I'll work on that. The question was a significant event that impacted your mental health decline. Doesn't have to be long term. It doesn't have to be tipping you into depression, but something significant that maybe it just set you back.
Woo. Okay. All right. Well,
I know it's loaded.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I said I know it's a loaded question, but
No, because it's just okay. I got to be careful how to say certain things, because on the internet, and so a lot of people aren't from Pittsburgh here, but somebody from Pittsburgh might be watching, but it's okay. So it don't even matter. I'll just say bits and pieces. So I'm going to go with something recent, okay, and it was around 6 months ago. Something occurred in my life that I didn't do. Someone else did in my family. And it was something that was very tragic. And I had to pack up and leave my home due to the situation to get out of danger. Someone was trying to say that they was going to unalive my child, my teen.
Wow.
And it was very, very scary to hear this, and actually very, very scary to hear that the person that said that ended up getting unalive themselves before they came to do that, to shoot up my house, if that makes sense. And it's been this happened 6 months ago. It's been crazy. My life went upside down. This is the worst thing that ever happened to me. And there's other things that happened to me, but it's to the point where the people that was involved legally, like the police and detectives and things like that, they found out who did it, which was someone in my family to stop it. Okay. And they didn't arrest the person. So we're just so confused. We're so, not that I want the person arrested, but it would make sense to do that and throw out, you know what I mean, the case or something, or say it was self defense, not just leave us out for the people to be angry knowing that the person did it and they're part of my family and they live with me and I'm just in hiding. But I can't be in hiding for so long. But my world got turned upside down due to the fact that I knew the people, the family on the other end. And I was lied to by the detective stating that, oh, we're going to get you in witness protection. We're going to get you out of here. And no one helped at all. So my whole family, we had to like spend like $8,000 for me to get like hotels, Airbnbs. It was like literally a ID movie. I don't know if you ever guys watched that. Not movie, but shows. Just Lifetime movie. Just anything scary at this point. It was very scary. It's still scary. It's still going on. And it was to the point where the people that was supposed to help, that was actually I want to say like peace people or people that is against violence, you know, those type people. They lied and said that I told them that I didn't want to leave town due to my career, because the mayor even found out. And that's not what I said. I don't have a career. So that was a lie. Then it was something on the lines of that I came to a certain place to pick up my child and I threatened them with a gun. I don't own any kind of weapon. So that was a lie. So, you know, stuff like that was very disturbing. You know what I mean? When I'm trying to figure out how we can get help or how, so I'm just to the point where I never seen nothing like this. My family would never seen like nothing like this, but I wanted to tell this story and I just didn't know how to do it, but I'm going to tell it today right here. And I don't care, because we're left out for dead. If something happens to me or my family, then what? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, the DA, they said that the DA looked at it and threw it. That's not my problem. Somebody needs to do something. There's nothing I can do. You know what I'm saying? I have no money to move out of town like that. And I'm scared. That's why I won't do shows. A lot of people are asking me why I won't do shows in my state. This is why. I don't even care who's watching and see it anymore, because now I'm just fed up. The cat's out the bag. Everybody knows anyways. You know what I'm saying? But it's just to the point where why isn't this family getting protected? Now, there were some people on our side like, oh my God, this is crazy. You know, this shouldn't be happening because this is scary. I'm alone. I don't have really too many people. You know, my family member worked with the mayor, and the mayor was frustrated at the time. Like, you know, so that's how deep this is, that people higher ups is like, why aren't you helping this family? Why aren't you taking the person into custody, regardless if it was self-defense? So it could ease the family and then do a trial, and then they could show different things, because the person that tried to unalive the person that I'm talking about was put a gun to the person's head at 11 years old. So this is already in this little kid's head that, okay, I hope I never see this person again. And then you see them again 5 years later, and then they're coming to say they're going to kill you, and then you find a way to stop them. It's been a nightmare. So I don't wish that on nobody, you know, because I have to feel like, oh my God, somebody in my family did that I truly, truly love, but they try to protect themselves and their family. I thought that was brave, you know, but there's no justice on no side. There's no justice for us, and there's no justice for that family. And I'm to the point where I pray so much every day, all day. I mean, I cried so much that I lost 10 pounds in 2 days from all the crying. 2 days, 2 pounds, 10 pounds. I'm not lying to you, because it must have been just so draining my life. But now I feel better, because it was 6 months ago, but I don't feel too much better. I got to get out of here eventually. You know what I mean? That's when I feel better, when I leave the state, because that's on them if they don't want to do nothing about it. I can't do nothing about it. What am I supposed to do?
Well, one thing I will say is that sorry if I'm having audio issues, but I will say that I appreciate your transparency. Number one, because this is only, I think, I know it's at least 2 times, but I think this is the second time that you've been on the show, and already you showing something that's not only current, but like that's deep. You know, the things that I mentioned like might have been deep, and I shared the same sentiment with the getting and escaping out of that environment, because my life I felt like was threatened at point in time too. To the point where I thought I called on people I never thought I would call on. I never thought I would live in this house with my aunt under this sentiment. She always said, you know, when I get my house, you always gonna have a basement as your space. I never thought it would come around to this, but the way that I received it and was able to heal, I hope that you can get through that as soon as humanly possible for yourself. And
I
then the fact
appreciate
that
it.
you circling around, you have a career. I know it's on pause for a moment, but I can't wait to see you in a position to get back to it the way you want to.
Yeah, and you know what? It's actually in the works. I'm getting back to that feeling of getting back into comedy, but it will have to just be out of my city and state. Everybody's asking, when are you going to do a show? I'm not. And it's not to the point where, because these young kids, they don't care who you are nowadays. They're not caring that you're the mom, or they're coming for whoever they're coming for. Yeah. So some people say, oh, they ain't going to mess with you. You don't know that. You don't know who's who and the moms. And, I just want to be safe. So it's very scary. And then we were trying to get like therapy, and everybody was just denying it. It was just crazy. But I finally got therapy. I got on medication to get some rest. So did the person that, is involved. And we're okay, but we're not okay. But that was the worst thing, like with the question you asked. There's other things, but I think that was more the craziest, because even I heard somebody say about the pandemic, about the COVID.
Yeah, that was still a page on here. Yep, right next to
Okay. My cousin, she was 29, and this was like 4 years ago, and she got COVID, and her boyfriend got COVID. And she lived like 2 hours away from me. But she was so strong of a young lady and so beautiful and so kind that she was going out getting medicine for him and cooking soups as she was sick. And we kept telling her to relax, let somebody come bring something at the door for y'all, But anyway, she passed away from COVID. And then, thank you. I caught COVID, not from her, but I couldn't go to the funeral because I had COVID.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh. And that illness, I think that was man-made. I think that was something that was brought on from, like a experiment or something, and I think it's evil, because I believe in evil and good. When I was sick like that, I'm not lying to you, it felt like somebody came in the room that was not, us, like a human, and literally was so hot, and it was sitting on my chest, and it just made me feel like I was going to die too. But I kept like praying, no. But COVID was horrible. It was literally horrible. But one good thing I can say about COVID is that our state and our city at one point in time was helping each other. I don't care what nobody say. I love white people because they are the ones who helped me. I say about 20 people was coming to my door bringing stuff, toilet paper, tissue. It was just really, really, a great thing to see, get help during this time. But other than that, I say those two things were the most depressing in my life, and I've been through a lot. You don't want to even know.
Thank you for that transparency. I feel that. Thank you for those sentiments. Funny man, I want to get the same sentiments with you. You heard a lot from your friend. Thank you for bringing the guest in here, number one, so I appreciate that. But at the same time, I want you to give me your sentiments, and I got a video for y'all to kind of support this subject matter. Today is actually from Uncle E, so some of the things we put together notes-wise to bring this to y'all. So after you give your sentiments, we got a video that plays behind that.
Well, first, let me say that I was joking about doing that show, Shaolin, in Cumberland, Maryland. No, let's playing. No, you always welcome. But my traumatic experience. I mean, I hate to get too deep. I think my traumatic experience was the abuse or whatever, with my stepfather. Not just maybe the physical and everything, but like maybe because not being his, being an outsider or whatever like that. No, I missed out on a whole lot of things in my opinion, and yeah. So and like I tell people, my mom had me at a young age. She had me when she was like 15. When she was like 15 or whatever. So when we left here and went to Virginia, it was just me and her. So we was like best friends or whatever. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. So like I said, like we grew up even to this day. We grew up together. You know what I mean? Like if I have a problem, that is all. You know what I mean? whatever. That's my best friend for life, or whatever. And she's the reason why the way that I be, you know what I mean, like with women or whatever, you know what I mean, as far as like the no abuse, no you know what I mean, the no cheating, no all the stuff that I seen her go through is the triggers and stuff and all that I've told myself that I would never do or whatever like that. No, you know what I mean, there's patterns and there's ways of breaking chains or patterns or whatever like that. No, I chose to break the pattern. You know what I mean? I wasn't one of the ones that was like, well, I see my mom get drugged down the step and get stitches in her lip because she got hit with a set of keys and stuff like that. No, I'm going to do it. No, I seen her, you know what I mean, bloodied all over the place and everything. I said I would never do something like that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So yeah.
I can see it in your forehead when you say it. Your forehead gets scrunched up like that. I already know you feeling some type of way. So I feel you.
Yeah.
Now I ain't making no jokes about nothing that you're saying, but I just know how serious you are just off how stern your face got when you started to express it. If nobody else has any sentiments, I'm gonna go ahead and segue into the video that kind of supports what we're on today in terms of like subject matter.
I came out on the accident. You gotta bring me back in if you can.
Okay.
I came out when I was 15. My parents weren't happy about it.
Exhausting it is to live inside an overactive mind. It's not just thinking too much, it's the nervous system trying to feel safe through control. When your brain learned that unpredictability led to pain, it started scanning for threats before they could happen. That's what overthinking is. Self-protection disguised as a problem solving. You replay conversations not because you want to, but because your body's asking, are we safe yet? You try to predict every outcome because the unknown once hurt you. It's not about being dramatic or needy. It's about a brain that's been in survival mode for too long. And healing it isn't about stopping the thoughts. It's about teaching your body that it doesn't need to be on guard anymore. People don't talk enough about how exhausting it is to live inside an overactive mind.
I personally feel called out, but
Ree, you with us?
Yeah. I'm here.
Everybody can hear me.
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, Ree, you with us?
Yeah.
You want to tap into what you felt about or any sentiments you had from the video? I don't know if you heard the audio. It was talking about referring to emotional abuse.
I didn't hear all of it. I heard like some of it.
Okay, so do you have any sentiments off anything that you did pick up? Maybe the video can be replayed once Miss Shay comes back.
Okay.
It seems like Molly actually is
How
going to play it again
exhausting
for
it is to
everybody.
live inside an overactive mind. It's not just thinking too much, it's the nervous system trying to feel safe through control. When your brain learned that unpredictability led to pain, it started scanning for threats before they could happen. That's what overthinking is. Self-protection disguised as a problem solving. You replay conversations not because you want to, but because your body's asking, are we safe yet? You try to predict every outcome because the unknown once hurt you. It's not about being dramatic or needy. It's about a brain that's been in survival mode for too long. And healing it isn't about stopping the thoughts. It's about teaching your body that it doesn't need to be on guard anymore. People don't talk enough about how exhausting it is to live inside an overactive mind.
Althea?
Yep.
Yep. Hi, Shay.
Where's everybody at?
Hold
Where
on.
Molly?
When she came in, my sound went away. I was if she can answer the question for me and start off with Ree and she can pass it around. I'm gonna refresh because I can't hear anyone.
Okay. Well, I totally agree with the video about the overactive mind because I've been accused of having one myself, an overactive mind. They was like, "Oh, there your mind going again," because before I do a plan A, B, C, D, because I keep thinking, "What if this happens? This happens," and it's my mind's way of protecting myself because 9 times out of 10, it don't go off like it's supposed to. Plan A doesn't work. Then you got to go to plan B, plan C. You just putting safety nets all around you. And that's the overactive mind. And my mind thinks, okay, if this goes this way, then I'm going to go that way. But if that happens that way, then I'm going to do that way. And you are totally right. It's so exhausting. And you can see it in sometimes, you can see it in people's eyes, how their eyes look so tired, thinking your brain will really age your body. And you always thinking about not just yourself. You could be overactive for the people that's in your circle, in your life, your loved ones, your friends, your families. You're always thinking like 3 steps ahead. That's why you're so tired. You see, that's why I'm so tired sometimes mentally because I'm always thinking I'm over. And it may not even get to that point, or that something may never happen, but in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if this happens, that happened. I already did it and dealt with it. So then I can go right into a go time. If I see it coming, oh, you see the car come. Oh, I know I'm very off to the left, right? Because I predicted this. It is so, it's so true. It is to protect your body, and especially if you're used to dealing with traumas and you're used to dealing with stuff falling, or the other shoe falling, or you're used to dealing with stuff going left. And the people be like, "Oh, you just over it. You just so animated. You just over the top. You just over." No, I've been through a lot, and I kind of hate when people kind of like dismiss it like that. Oh, you're overacting. You're this, you're that. No, I've been through a lot, and I'm telling you what could happen. Not saying that it will happen, but I'm already prepared for it. And it was like it might not even happen, and then what if it did? And then that's how my mind thinks. I'm just always trying to prepare. I don't mean to think negatively, but it's the negative thoughts that makes me go to the next point. Oh, if that happened, then I'm gonna go this way. Oh, if that happened, and it's just a constant roller coaster. And it's so tired. Sometimes it gets me so weary sometimes. So when other people want to take the wheel, and I don't have to think about nothing, I'm at the point now. Let it. But then that's another safety device, letting other people in to take the wheel because you trust them or you like, what if this happened to them or that, So that's another safety mechanism or mental trauma in itself, letting other people in to take the wheel. Because sometimes I trust my driver better than I do anybody else's driver because I know I ain't gonna try to hurt me. So if that makes any sense.
That was excellently said at the end there for sure. I mean, I'm sorry. Was that your sentiment? I apologize. I feel like I interrupted. No. No, that's a great way to put it. Like literally with driving, I prefer to be the driver because I know I am a really safe driver and I'm going to get us there safely. So, and then you get in a vehicle with somebody and they're just jerking around or going really fast or cutting people off and making you feel like your life is on the edge. That I don't fucking like that. So the literal thing that you said there with not trusting anybody else to drive your car kind of ordeal, that's beautiful for me. As per the video itself, it felt like a call out. It felt like I was getting called out directly, and because I do have a very active mind. Yeah, very active mind. And if y'all listen to me in past shows, you know that when I saw that my ex and I were on a decline to where I knew I needed to get ready for the next step, I started taking moves to set myself up. I had a plan B. I've talked before about having a plan B not being a bad thing. And that's just from my experience of, like Althea said, getting in situations where I put myself in someone else's hands and they drop me. Like there have been plenty of times where I lived with a guy and he came up with some reason to not be together and we broke up, and then I was homeless or popping up at mom and dad's couch, whatever. But the next opportunity I had to have my own place, God damn, did I do that. And guess what? Now my brain looks at it as me having this place is a solid chunk of security, where if I get in a relationship and I live with this person, we break up, I'm not going fucking anywhere. This is my house. But that's one of the things that my overthinking does, is I want to be prepared for the worst. I try not to shit on what's happening now. That's one of those, like, it can be good and evil. It can be used, or it's neither good nor evil, but it can be used for both kind of things. You can be that overthinker that just shits on the person in front of you because you're thinking so much shit that you're like, it's got to be true. Or you can be that overthinker that sees the situation is not going the way that it needs to. You can try to project it in the manner that it needs to go. And if that isn't working, I'm calm. I don't like arguing. I will go on a walk, because if I don't, I say some fucking venomous shit. So I go on a walk, and that's, I guess that's part of the emotional control that we talked about a couple episodes back. But as per thinking ahead and overthinking everything, I try to, at least I've convinced myself that being prepared for the end is better than pushing it and making it happen. If you're prepared and it happens, then you're prepared. If you're telling yourself that it's going to happen and I have to be prepared because it's going to happen, then it's gonna happen. The end. As long as you're thinking it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
You can talk yourself into anything. So I don't think a lot of people realize how powerful the mind is. What's up, Miss Erlene? You also one of the other people that I'm gonna be shouting out when the show is done too. So I'm glad that some of the people that I got on this list are popping in today anyway. But yeah, you can definitely talk yourself into any type of situation. David, since you're funny man. No, actually, you know what? Phil, you with us?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah, if you got some time, let me get your sentiments. I haven't heard you in a little bit. Let me hear what you got to say.
I mean, I agree to everything that everybody said, man. I can talk an ant into a molehill. You know, it's like, you know, I'm one of them A, B, and C thinkers too. You know, it's like, I actually plan for bad times and good times. So, I mean, because I'm one of the people that don't believe good times are gonna last forever. So I need to be planning for if something goes down or if something, you know, breaks. It's great when it's good, but what you gonna do when it's not good? And actually, that's when I was working. That's it. That is actually a true trait. It's called contingency planning. You're planning for what can happen when something goes wrong. So that is actually a true, you know, when I was working, that is actually a true term, contingency planning. But
yeah, you know, I ain't never heard that. I'm a read into that. Okay.
That's your plan B, your contingency plan.
Exactly. It's contingency planning. You know, it's great when everything is going good, but you know, what you gonna do when something goes bad? And that can happen in a moment. So, you know, you gotta be ready to move. But yeah, I'm definitely, and my mind will make me think that, you know, that it's gonna go bad. That you know, it's right. And that's one of my character defects. I'm a woe is me person. You know, it's like you know, it's going to go bad. And what am I going to do when it go bad? It may never go bad, but in my mind, it's going to go bad. And what is my next move?
Right.
So yeah, I truly understand that. And a lot of times, you know, it's not nothing else that's going on. It's me. It's my mind. It's my mind playing tricks on me. And I ain't going to call it playing tricks. It's just my mind doing what my mind does.
Protecting you.
Yeah, exactly. Protecting me. Exactly. Thank you, Reese.
I'm the same way. And my family hates it because they think that something's wrong with me. And ain't nothing wrong with us. That's how it's supposed to be sometimes because you might think that, you know, oh my, like say if you get an eviction notice, right? And you're like, oh my God, I'm going to get evicted. You know, what am I going to do? Where am I going to stay? And then in the back of your head, for me, I know that it's going to work out, but I always think the worst. I've been like that all my life. I'm working on not doing that. But I feel just what you're saying, not to interrupt, but I do the same thing. I think the worst. And then I know it's going to be okay. But my brain just makes me think the worst because if it do turn bad, then I can be okay with it being bad because I'll say, I knew it, you know, something like that. So.
Yeah, like knowing that it'll go bad and then it does go bad is like I didn't even need to watch this movie. Why did I stick around for it?
Yeah, or if it do go bad, you know how to handle it because you already knew it was going to go bad. You know what I mean? You were prepared for that. So I always think the worst in certain scenarios. But.
Right.
Mo, yo, my mic on?
Yeah, it is.
What up, Shay? Appreciate y'all tapping in with us today. We had a couple of other people I don't know on the YouTube. Put your name down there, but subscribe if you're watching. I just think that most of them people, negative people, they just don't believe it. But that's all you do is think negative. You're a negative person. You know, just imagine talking to your child and say, I got a basketball game today. Well, you're gonna do good, but shoot, if you foul out, if you miss every shot that you take, if you fall, if you break something, if it's like why is that? I think positive. I always thought positive. I think that's because that's something my parents instilled in me. But when things did go wrong, I had to figure out how to handle it. So after a while, you fall, you get up, you learn from it. You keep falling, you get up, you learn from it. But when you ride your bike, I ain't thinking about falling all day. You know, and I think about that with life. It's just like you can have something good going. Your mind will play tricks on you, and you got to know how to fight it. And sometimes it can be from a movie. It can be from just talking to somebody. Like they can install that into you. Like if that don't work out, then you thinking negative. Why not tell me if everything work out? If everything goes exactly how you plan, oh, just tell me. Yeah, things gonna go good. Things gonna go great. If you need anything for me to make sure things go great, add on to it. But when people start doing that, I don't know, you know, this can happen, that can happen. You know, if we do this, if this is just like that's negative thinking. I like to think positive. I like people around me thinking positive. And it happens to all of us. I just like if I'm talking like that, I want one of y'all to reassure me, Ma, you gonna be all right? You gonna get through it, man. Don't worry about it. Like this laptop is giving me hell. Reach like, don't worry about it. We'll get another one. You know, like don't stress about it. But sometimes it could get difficult. I gotta know, okay, that's the only, it's always a solution to a problem. But if you're gonna always worry about, oh, this gonna be a problem, it's gonna be a problem, so I gotta make sure it's a solution for this problem, then it don't happen. You just wasted a lot of time stressing about nothing. You know, but that's just my thoughts. I just think that that's the negative part of us, you know, that we gotta get up out of.
Yep.
I definitely give you that. Definitely give you that.
At the end of all this, after everybody goes around, I want to throw another sentiment on the idea.
Okay.
Yeah, because everybody got their own little opinions. Because certain stuff I don't think, I know what he's saying, because some people say that, but you're right on one point, but it's a certain situation that makes it, you know what I mean, a different negative thinking. Like all things, like so say, like you said about the baseball, oh, you're going to do good. I'm always telling people to do good. I'm always a positive person, but it's just something in my head that is a negative vibe when it comes to certain things that are negative. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you don't have to say go do great, but if you lose, you can say go do great and already have it in your brain that if they lose, you're going to take them out for ice cream to make them feel better.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, just having the plan.
Go do great.
Y'all still thinking about y'all selves, though, the individual.
if you don't do great, you ain't going to be real mean to them. So I know
That's
what
what
he's
I'm
saying,
saying.
but I'm not always a negative thinker and negative person. It's just certain
Over,
situations. But
over.
I'm working on not even thinking like that. Honestly, I just started letting go and let God. So whatever happens, happens. That's my new thing, negative or positive. I just like let it go. But you're right. And then on the other hand,
Comment on
everybody got
an
their own
over
opinions.
an overthinker, in my opinion, lacks faith. You always hear them say, let go and let God, whoever like that. No, but that and they keep talking about having faith or whatever. No, you want to know what kills the bless what kills it, doubt. The word doubt kills faith. If you
right.
sit there
Yeah.
and say, I know I'm going to make it. I know this, but then you're like, but if that once you have any type of doubt,
No.
Yeah.
that's when you start losing confidence. You're
Right.
like,
Right.
and yeah, that's my opinion. I agree 100% with Molly. I've been
Yeah.
through so many situations or whatever like that, no, where people were just like, "How did you make it?" or whatever, like, or they say you're the type of person that don't care. No, it's not that I don't care. It's that I truly have faith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know no matter what the situation, I'm going to come out of or whatever. But once I sit there and say, you know what, you're right. What if that don't happen? Or what if that this? I'm already giving in. I'm already giving up.
hmm I got a comment real quick from Miss Arlene. Shout out to everybody that's in the comment section too, because I know it's been a lot of comments rolling by. We just got a few more people on the panel today, so I've been trying to let everybody speak. But we do see everything that's coming up on screen, so we appreciate it. Miss Arlene said, "Yes, your brain will protect you from harm, bad decision making, and danger. It could also make you sick, but your gut will always give you a notion when something is going wrong. Preparation is key. Always have a plan for the what if. As long as people don't dwell, is what I say. As long as your mind can stop at a certain point, you can dig into it mentally. But if you keep going and you fall down into a hole with it, is when I would want people to find a different formula. I agree with what you're saying. I want people to find a different formula to be able to regulate all of that. I definitely agree. You can give me a few more comments and stuff too, Molly. Anything you see that you think is good enough to pull up. Go ahead, Reese. I see you.
Okay, I was going to say to what David Carmen was saying. Look, I've been a child of adversity, I think, almost all my life, but I do not let it get me down. I do not let it cause me to stop, cause me to quit. Because I tell you in a heartbeat, I'm the best that ever did it. Because you got to know and believe and have confidence in yourself. So what? I fell down. Okay, I'm going to get back up again. So what? I broke a leg. Okay, it's going to heal. So what? I broke it again. Damn, I still got that healing power in me. And as long as you got that fight in you to keep up and going, hey, David, you don't have to think, oh, maybe I don't make it. Do you think I already know I'm going to make it? I already know I'm going to be out there in big lights. And I already know that this is the first of the 6 installments. I already know that somebody going to get this, read this. And when they get it, it's just waiting for the right person to read it at the right time. Boom. The other one coming out this year, part 2 of it. I don't ever stop and think, me. I'm not playing A, B, C, D. I'm not playing A to Z. It's me. It's me. Because if my plan A don't work out, okay, must it up a plan B, a plan C, whatever. You keep going. I'm not setting myself up to fail nothing. I'm not going to be anybody's victim. I'm going to be victorious. I'm not going to be I'm my own success. As long as I got that fight in me and that will, I'm not going to give up. Even though some people told me you need to go somewhere and sit down, you just need to go over there. I'm not.
Right.
That's me. But everybody is different. But everybody got a different type of spirit, different type of energy. For a minute, I may dwell down, but I dwell right back up. For a minute, I may fall down, but I get right back up. For a minute, like Trey was trying to say, don't dwell in the negative, don't dwell in the low vibrations. If you fall down, we all fall. Everybody I know fell a time or two, or a dozen, or hundreds, or whatever. But we get back up. We get back up and try it again. Because trust and believe, your first thought ain't always going to be your best thought, ain't always going to be the one that's going to work out. So what? So you try, back to the drawing board.
Yeah, that's where we from, Mo. You see, y'all sound like y'all from DC. Most of us from DC. We got Alabama in the house.
Yeah,
we got
DMV.
Pittsburgh in the house. Yeah, we got some.
So,
we got to add on there too, Destiny. I know you wanted to add something.
yeah. So I mean, real quick, I'm gonna tag on Molly's and bring or Althea mentioned that Molly said not to dwell on the past. That's kind of correct. You're not supposed to dwell on the past because the more you talk about the negative things that happened to you, the more you're reliving that negative situation and the emotions that it puts you through, and it makes you more of a negative individual for that situation and can, make you more defensive. But my note that I wanted to make also references to Molly, an excellent comparison that you brought up is the bicycle situation. I don't know if everybody here has rode a bike before, but when you're riding a bike, at first it's scary because you don't know how to fucking do that, and then you catch on to it and you're doing just fine. And when you start to lean a little bit, you learn that when you lean a little too far, this part in your soul fucking goes and you stop and you correct yourself to where you're still going forward. When you introduce another person into a relationship, imagine you've got the pegs on the back or front of your vehicle where they just climb up there and they're holding on to you and you're going and you're hauling both your weight. Or do you have one of those bikes that go really fast because you have two seats on them and both of you are doing pedaling, you're fucking zooming, and that's good shit. But regardless, when you add someone else to your bicycle, every movement they make affects your bicycle. You want it to go forward at whatever speed you were able to haul it forward in. But if they start tilting, they're going to tilt you. You got to say, hey, no, I need you to stay in line.
Yeah.
And as they tilt, you don't want somebody else to make your bike fall over.
Yeah,
if you
but
get
I
my
think
point.
you're getting that your own bike. I think what people fail to realize, they not you. He gonna be beside you on his own fucking bike. We not about to be riding on the back of your bike. Why would I be on the back of your bike? I'm my own bicycle.
But the comparison,
what I'm
comparison
saying,
at hand is the relationship. Two people, one bike. You're moving forward. One bike, two people, one bike, one life moving forward. If he's got his own bike, that's fucking great. And we're both going forward at the same pace or different paces or however our pace is, that's good shit. But if you're getting on my bike, I have to be worried about how you are going to affect my health.
You the passenger driver that's like, hold on, watch that turn. Hold on, right there. Police, slow down, speed up. That's irritating. You predicting that something bad gonna happen. Oh, you're gonna get pulled over. You know you're gonna get a ticket. It's like you portraying something bad's gonna happen. I see what example you're trying to make, but they ain't got nothing to do with what I'm saying when you a kid, you riding that bike, you don't fear of falling. For little boys, we jumped the steps and all that. We walked our bike all the way down the hill and we fell sometimes. And we know that came with part of learning how to do tricks on the bike. But I didn't think about falling. But when I fell, I got up and I did it again. So when I had other people that's going along, some people you might can do it, you might can't. But at the end of the day, that's you. You control your own vessel. I think what y'all get messed up is that y'all think y'all can control people. If you're in a relationship with somebody, yeah, y'all become one, but they own individual that somehow he did something to attract you for being himself. And then when they become a relationship, it's like, you got to get on my bicycle. When I turn left, you got to turn left. When I turn right, no. The day I might want to go right, you can go left. We got our own bikes. But when we come together, we learn how to ride together, side by side, nobody in front of the other. That's how I looked at it from the analogy that you're trying to push out. But you got some dudes that are just running to destiny. He might just bump you off the road. You don't need to deal with that dude if he gonna just knock you off the road. Yeah.
But a bunk. Yeah, no, that was beautiful. I love that because that just put in my mind that bicycle being a thought for a relationship and how to ride that bicycle the right way. There's so many different types of relationships, and fucking A. You just fucking piled them all into a bicycle comparison. I love that. Thank you.
They asking for Uncle E, man. What were you doing out there on the road? Uncle E on the road, y'all. He out here. He on the news, man. Don't worry about it. Hey, we got somebody here from the city too. He said he just stumbled in here, and he happened to be from DC too. So
come through this joint.
yeah, subscribe, brother. Please subscribe.
Stop it.
We here Monday through Friday. Hey, you with us, Unc? You cut Unc mic up. Hey, Q asking for you, man. Look at this dude.
I got the screenshot.
Hey, screenshot that, man. We can get him out of here.
It was a birthday. She probably got a hall pass.
Hall pass. Listen, everyone needs to listen to Scarface. What? This girl gonna say, listen to Backyard next. AQ, we listen to Scarface. Say
we are from DC, but more importantly, we are from struggles, which gives us strength. That's why we I guess rock that struggle, can't get through, and we can get through and keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
I'm rocking with that. I'm liking that.
Did you want to put up this next one, or y'all want to say it? Ree.
I feel like we can roll it personally. What you think, Ree? You want to go ahead and roll the other one?
No.
Okay.
All right. Hey, y'all give us y'all thoughts, y'all opinions in the comments. We got another video clip for y'all.
Stop blocking this right here. Like, let yourself feel and think about it, whatever you do. But then you don't let those feelings and thoughts persist. When you come to the truth, there's nothing else to be said. And if you are still having a mental and emotional battle over something, then you got more truth to be revealed. Once you experience the truth in your heart, you will be free. You don't have to force it. These things are experiential. They are experiential. You must experience it. I'm telling you from experience, it's going to come in your body and you can be like, oh, shit. Oh. Wow. Oh. No effort. The effort is seeing through the resentment, seeing through the bitterness, sifting through it, deciding to let it go, releasing it, allowing the emotions to be present. Stop blocking your feelings.
Mm-hmm. That's solid.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Because this is all I be saying. You can't heal unless you feel. You gotta feel what's there, check it out, acknowledge it, see where it came from, release it, and go about your business. Thank you, ma'am.
I'm glad you like the sentiments of the video. This is all this subject matter today is actually stemming from Uncle E, some things that he brought up. So, you know, I want to hear more, definitely want to hear more subject matter and different things from the people that come across this platform, the people that participate with us every day, because this is what creates that dialogue, to have the comments rolling like this, got everybody with some type of solid sentiment. This is the type of energy that I love to see and hear. So anybody, you know, want to give anything that they want to submit to Reese, they want to submit to Molly or myself, be encouraged to do that, because that's how you get these type of conversations. So I appreciate everybody in their sentiments today.
I want to throw in on what she was saying about the truth. When you let the truth, everybody's truth is different, individual truth. And I'm learning, getting within myself, once I say the truth and that's it, leave it there. I battle what people not believing, or you have to prove something is true. I battle with that on a daily, because it's like, proof, give me proof. It must be a PTSD from childhood, where you always got to show proof. But like she said, when you know the truth, you say it and you leave it there and let that be it. You know, So, and if you're around me and you don't believe it's true, then that's not my problem. That's your problem. Because once I expose the truth is the truth. Now, whether you believe it or not, it's not a me problem. It's a you problem. And that's how I'm going to start treating stuff and letting it go. But I always try to get to see. I wasn't lying. See, I was telling the truth. But I already knew I was telling the truth. It's you that didn't know. So I'm going to do the legwork for you. If you don't believe it, then find out the truth for yourself. And then once you do, then maybe you come back and say, or maybe you won't come back and say, you know what, you were right. It's not about me saying I'm right all the time, because I'm tired of it. Find out for myself.
I've got a real fast sentiment on that thing. We all need a mourning period. Everything you go through, you need to go through a portion where you recognize how you feel about it, and then you need to get the fuck over it. Otherwise, it'll eat you up. Secondly, oh fuck, I started with A. I started with A. Oh, you can't expect seeds you don't plant to grow.
Huh. Yeah, I like that.
That's big.
I heard David about to say something before Phoenix. I mean, before Reese was saying something. You remember what you was going to say, David?
Oh yeah. What I was going to say is that when they was talking about say what's on your mind or whatever, like we are censored and everything and all to not say what's on our mind. You know what I mean? Like whether Facebook, TV, this, and I brought it up before, and I was serious. You know what I mean? Like on TV, you really think them guys, them sports guys want to be like, oh yeah, I think as a team that we. Oh, that boy that was wide open. He should have caught the ball. That's what he wants to say. That's what's in his head. But he has to be censored and be like, you know what I mean? As a team, you know what I mean? There was a collective loss that this is this. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
And not only that, but there's too many sensitive people. You know what I mean? You know, you can't say this about this person or that person. Or this is this. You got to be scared or worried. What you're talking about has nothing even to do with this type of person or this person, but you have to make sure you word it right so that person is not offended. And it's
annoying.
Yeah, you don't have to fall in line with anything. You know, that's all in. If you're gonna stand 10 toes down on anything, any sentiment that you share, so nobody should be able to knock you off of your opinion. People can take their opinion for how they want to take it, but you got to move with stride. You know, you got to stride a certain way in life when it comes to like the steps that you take. Jay DeVille, I want to say it wrong. Thank you, homie, for your comment. He said, actions speak louder than words. We don't have to agree and should be able to talk anything out without disrespecting each other. The moment it leans the other way, we can halt the conversation. That's what happens. But I believe in divine timing because everything happens as it should. So messages you're supposed to take from things that happen to you or things that's going on around you, all useful. Miss Erlene said, I'm out, but your forum is definitely educational and helpful to some of us that struggle with some of the life issues and keep up the great work with these wonderful topics. Thank you. That's what I love. That's what we love here. Thank you. And don't be afraid to give yours too, because we're looking for what y'all want to talk about, things that's on y'all mind as well. The Cochrane firm. Thank you. Get it.
Nah, I definitely agree too what our boy Jay said. You know, I say that all the time because when you're young, you get in fights with your friends and stuff around the neighborhood, maybe even somebody in school. They make us sit down, become friends, hug it out, all this stuff. Y'all getting older. Y'all need to learn how to talk things out. And then I see people that's grown and they can't talk things out. It don't matter what happened. Y'all in relationship, it don't matter. We're adults. I should be able to come to you, have a conversation, even if we disagree. We should be able to have this. And that's just like, it'd be amazing to me because I see people I know that sue each other and they go have dinner and party the next day. It just like to them, it was business. It wasn't really that serious. They just had a disagreement. We let the judge decide, you know, but at the end of the day, it's just like, I never understood that. Now you got people they getting in shootouts over basketball games, or you got women and domestic violence going on heavy, and it's ended in gun violence because people just can't talk to each other. It's like we don't just have that respect for each other and ourselves to say, okay, I might disagree with that. This how I feel when you did that. Instead, they lash out. No mother ever. It ain't gonna go nowhere from that. So I'm just saying, as adults, 2026, could we at least have a conversation without it going elsewhere? Because when it get there, it's no talking to me. I ain't even talking no more. I'm just leaving. But we got to do that.
That part, though. I ain't mad at that at all. Great sentiment today, for real. Like, I love the transparency on this thing today. All right, y'all. Let's see. I'm gonna refresh real quick. Hold that up for 1 second.
I guess. David Man, Funny Green. Every listen's a hit on the Morning Mac Show. Oh, it's the Morning Mac. And they've been missing you, huh? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. This is Wild One performing live at Friday Night's Last, and event is ran and will be
that's gonna be
pushed by
I'm very, very excited for this show. We got
on February 20th at 249 Virginia Avenue, Cumberland, Maryland. Wonderful space. Like I say all the time, every time I read a flyer from David, I hope that he keeps this as a home base and continues to capitalize off this space that he started in. So I was able to grace that platform and see that, that little space. I loved it for what it is. I think you can definitely utilize that. You got a few people that's going to be on the roster. David, the funny man that you see on the other side of this flyer right here. You have Tay Boogie, Kirby Wilkins, Hilarious Omar, and you have Rod Uncensored that's going to be on the flyer as well. You got music by Cumberland's own Jessica Schultz, and you have DJ Blaze on the 1s and 2s. Now, like I tell everybody all the time, save that $5 if you can, get your tickets in advance, because this is a BYOB event. So y'all know what that means as adults. That means you got something that you probably wanted, some type of party favor you want to bring in. Save the $5 if you can and get the tickets. But Friday Night's Last, February the 20th, Friday Night's Last. All right, this right here is the Crab Queen. This is an extension of David Funny Man Green, his sister that will be working in different entities and supplying the food. So I know everybody can't eat seafood, but they have other options and stuff on the screen. Everything looks immaculate. He already told me about how good the food quality is, that it matches. Because I asked, I say, the food quality, it matches what it look like on here? He said, oh yeah. So that's the green light right there. You got fried wings on here, crab egg rolls, seafood boils, which they are pre-orders for those seafood boils as well. You have steak and cheese subs with fries, drinks, and it's all about good laughs, good drinks, and good food with the Crab Queen. So on February 20th, I'll be able to get mine and tell y'all about it, and let you know what it's sitting on. This is a Valentine's Day dinner comedy night. You got 2 shows for this. It's 2 different time zones. So if you want to take your date out earlier in the evening when you get off work or whatever, or if you want to take them later, you got 2 chances to catch the show. You got to own the lady above my head right here, which is the feature of this show, DMV's favorite, Althea McFarland, the queen of the Morning Mac Show. You have, it's going to be headlined by Beverly Miss Chocolate White, one of the best female comedians of the year. Hosted by Philip Hayes, the man you just heard giving his sentiments earlier. He has an entity that helps people in the community. It's called Let's Get Ready to Funny Productions. He also has a partnership with Streetline, so you can get information about your tickets. You can get information about Streetline, donations. You can actually get a lot from Philip Hayes. So if you want some direct information, to look it up now while it's on your screen, you can scan that QR code. And also, not to forget the one in the corner, Mr. Brian Birch is one of the features as well, one of DC's funniest. This event has tickets for $25, or there's a special for 2 for $40 at Quantico Gardens. This is at 3987 Richmond Highway in Stafford, Virginia, 22554. For reservation and info, you can hit 540-621-8017 or QuanticoGardens@gmail.com. All right, y'all. This is a pre-Mother's Day Your Mama's So Crazy comedy show and after party. This is at the Downtown Cultural Arts Center on Saturday, May 9th. You got a few men on the 1s and 2s. Normally, you may have 1. Sometimes you may have 2. But you have DJ Beatman, DJ Smooth, and DJ Dark. The numbers are listed below if you want to contact them directly for any reason. You got a few people on the roster. It's going to be Xavier Morgan, Gwen Factor, hosted by Bobby Brooks, headlined by Susan the Duchess, and you have our very own queen of this show, Althea McFarland, that'll be in attendance. And the Morning Mac Show team will be there as well. All right, you got the Crusaders of Comedy, everybody. Saturday, February 14th. There's a few people on the roster for this. There's another show that David Funny Man Green has, the man that you see on the other side of this flyer. So I'm happy to see that you're rolling in 2026 with some solid stuff. You got Swish Rashard, you have Funny Man Green, Ace Jackson, Jerry Lee Harper, Q Nix, Connor Williams. Doors open for this event at 5:30 p.m. Showtime starts at 6:30 p.m. Advanced tickets, you can save at $5 in this economy. So if you can, go ahead and get them in advance. But if you're not, they got a secondary option for $20 at the door. This location is Shepherdstown Community Club. It's 102 E German Street in Shepherdstown, West Virginia. So anybody who can get there, make it there. It'll be on the second floor. It's sponsored by Merchant Services. For information further past what we're telling you, you can reach out to David Green, or you can call the number that's listed below, 410-585-4946. I don't know if we got any more flyers or anything. For the moment, I'm going to give a quick shout out to my aunt. It is her birthday today. Shout out to AQ as well. It was her birthday 2 days ago. I'm not going to point out a woman's age, but I just wanted to say happy birthday to both of y'all. As well, I wanted to give a quick couple shout outs to some of the people that have been gracing the Morning Mac Show page, giving their love. I heard some sentiments yesterday that actually made me want to give them a little love. So I got Damo Stewart, Tyler Cole, Season Adams, JoJo Baby, Nicole Farrington, JC Jerome, Karma Moon, Ronald B.C. Harris, Blue Phoenix, Aunt Felicia, Damian Seaman, Ernest Wiggins, Destiny Andrews, Phil Strickland, Sheila Jackson, Christy Bacon, Tina Spencer, Shannon Gray, my mom, Gerald B., Kayla Brown, Rodney Glover, Alan Williams, David Funny Man Green, Ryan Camtron, Philip Page, Erlene Harris, Sheila Jackson, Ronald Hunt, AQ, Aquarius Michelle. You got Diane H. from Stilettos, one of the part owners of Stilettos Lounge, Malik Bay, Chow Bounce, Two Canes, a.k.a. Mr. John, Iman E.S. You have the Gwen Factor, Robinson, Tracy M. Jackson, Marcus Singletary, Stephen Ray, Michelle Proctor Hollins, and Ryan Boyce the Harper. So thank you for those people.
The show in Pensacola Roast Battle on the 27th.
And May the 23rd.
No, it's the 27th of this month. I haven't gotten the flyer yet, but I did pay for the flyer. I don't know, but it's sponsored by Talk to the Moon Comedy. If you're in the Pensacola area, you can look them up on Facebook and be able to at least find their venue that they just moved to. But the roast battles are always a lot of fun, and I'll be on the one on the 27th of this month.
And I guess I could say you can look out for the show. It's a deal. It's a go on May 23rd. We just haven't gotten the flyers made yet. But on May 23rd, we are going to be in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, the Morning Mac Show. And it's going to be a nice comedy show and dinner. All I can say is that you're going to want to be there. And for all those naysayers who said it wasn't going to happen, it's happening. It's already in motion. We just waiting on the flyers, though. So the question is, are you going to be there? You're damned if you do and damned if you don't. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to have a good time. And I think it's going to be called Love and Happiness. Hey, hey. That's Love and Happiness. Oh, Sweezy gave me the 2 thumbs up like, yeah, she likes that. Love and Happiness. McFarland Entertainment presents Love and Happiness Comedy Show. Yes. Live, the Morning Mac Crew. Molly Moss Sea Moss, sponsored by Molly Moss Sea Moss, sponsored by Shades the Blue. By A.M.
And
Moore.
you got
Sponsored
Big
by
Mike's birthday comedy bash too that is up on the screen. So let me read that if that's okay, Ree. Can I get that? Okay. You got Big Mike's birthday comedy bash. It's on March 7th. So it's open at 7 p.m. Showtime starts at 8. It's going to be hosted by Miss Woo Woo and Miss. So y'all both hosting this. Y'all both hosting this?
No.
Okay, so you are one of the performers then, because it didn't say title-wise. I know Miss Althea McFarland will be in attendance. That's what I'll say for that point. Also featuring special guest comedians. You have Black Diamond, Dale and there's a birthday celebration with $25 donations at the Pavilion, 4919 Susan Road in Susan, Maryland, with big DJ Big Cheese on the ones and twos.
Big Cheese. Y'all come through. It's Mike's birthday. We're going to roast his butt. His birthday is actually on February the 20th. So his celebration, he's going to have it on March the 7th. Some other people's birthdays is February the 20th too.
Hey.
So for all those special individuals on February the 20th.
Y'all can also contact Big Mike. His number is listed below if anybody's watching the screen. Oh, okay. 202-706-4340. I want to make sure everyone knows for contact information regarding any logistics around the show. They can contact, obviously, Reese McFarland, the lady who's, the one that has this show entity in the first place. But as a secondary option, you have that number for Big Mike. Phoenix around you because I got her casting call. All right, if y'all can hear me, this is the Skit Happens casting call. They are looking for improv actors and comedians. There's a lot of people that I see online that have transferred from being what they call online or YouTube comedians to actually being on stage, having shows, Breakfast Club, all types of things. So I encourage anybody with any type of skill or anything like that to submit the information. You can submit for inquiries. You can reach out to Luke herself. It's redvisioncinema@gmail.com. The time loop, they don't have a time date that they actually stop until all the positions that they're looking for are filled. The only thing that they ask is from ages 17 and up. It is online and it is open call.
It's that inspiration back. Thank you guys. Tomorrow, Tall Tale Thursday. It's at the end of the fires. I got no more. Come back tomorrow to get more of the Morning Mac Show, Tall Tale Thursday.
Monday Friday, y'all, 10:30 to 12:30.
10:30 to 12:30.
You got that like that shit button. Catch y'all tomorrow. Peace. We out.
Let's go.
Hustle hard, y'all. Hustle hard.
Oh.